Okay, next game. Yours. So next. I remember winning this game because this was a big theoretical line at the time that I knew in the Sicilian. What did the engine think of the sack? It said boo, boo. Yay, it's me pecs. Okay, so I'm black. Somebody do a thing, you know, tensor extension.
New game.
Yeah, he did it. Okay, yeah, Erik Ronnenberg. He's 2200. This was at the Michigan Masters Experts in 1995. Okay, so I played this really sharp line in the Sicilian that I had memorized and played many times. Nowadays, in this position, after Queen D2, I play A6. I have a lot of A6 games, but I played Bishop E7 in the 90s. Okay, and I had this position several times. Bishop C6, and then if the pawn takes, I take his bishop with check. So bishop D2, this is all theory. Knight D5, attacking my queen and my bishop. So queen C5 or D8. And I've had this position like 2 or 3 times in the 90s. And white's slightly better. And there's a lot of good Grandmaster games in this position, but they're all 30 years old. Okay, my opponent played rook HE1, which I think is already a mistake. I don't think you want your rook on E1, but maybe. I think F1's probably a better square. Okay, I played rook D8, queen G4, knight F8. And I know in these positions, when they play bishop D3, you can sacrifice the exchange. That's a lot of games like that at the Grandmaster level. But he always played bishop F1, so I couldn't sack the exchange. Okay, so queen C5, queen B4. He wanted to trade queens. I refused. He attacked my queen. Now he can't take with the rook because his bishop's hanging, so he has to take with the king. He keeps wanting to trade queens, and eventually I acquiesce. And I have a better pawn structure, but he has 2 bishops, so the engine says it's equal. But he has this isolated pawn here. Okay, and then I provoke him. I create some weaknesses. He doesn't do it. Then bishop b5. Yet already says I'm much better here. Rook d8. Rook d5. This pawn's weak. And he just let me take it. So yeah, I could always take this pawn, but I was just waiting to take it because I wanted to take this pawn with check. So he played here, then I took it with check. Yeah, I remember making a really good move here. I played this, which is excellent. He played rook g1, knight h4, and he goes here. And when I played knight takes pawn, I saw rook g1 and bishop c3, and you can see he's... Okay, and now black has one move that wins.
I see.
Typically, I wouldn't let somebody play rook g1 and rook takes g7 check, but I had figured it out.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, it seems like he could maneuver the knight around like check, and then, but I couldn't quite calculate it.
Okay, so my rook's attacked.
Right.
And if I move my rook, he'll play rook g7 check. So I move my rook to the right square. So that rook g7 check I'm not worried about. There's only one square you can move to, which makes black safe.
Oh, I know that doesn't seem right. Because if you go there and he takes... And you check and you smooth. I don't get it.
Okay, when he plays rook takes pawn check, am I going to play king h8 or king f8?
F8.
Right, and then my pawn's hanging on h7.
Right.
Okay, so I play rook h5. Now my pawn's not hanging. So now when he
so you're
takes,
just
I
going
play
take.
here.
I thought, okay.
Now I have two connected passed pawns. I'm threatening knight g6, trapping his rook, and this pawn's weak. So now it's just a mopping up, exercise. You let me take that pawn too to get his pawns going, but my h pawn's too good. You can't play rook check and rook h8 because my knight's here. So c5 instead of resigning is sort of insulting because I made a queen. I took that because always sack the exchange. I figure I'll get rid of his bishop because I have extra queen. Threatening queen a5 mate. This was a good time to resign.
Yeah.
Yeah, he resigned here. Yeah, that was one of my better games. I played a ton of theory, and then I outplayed him in one. That was back in the day when I could do that. Hooray for Ben. Yeah, I think up until this position, this has been played a few times in Grandmaster level. I think they usually play bishop d3, though, when you sack the exchange.
That's a nice story, Bonarici. He says, I was over at Pickle Passout's house getting some Halloween candy, and he was telling me stories of Ben going to high schools and how excited the students were. They would mark down the days like it was Christmas. That's nice.
Pickle Passout's house?
I
What?
don't know who that is.
I don't know. That sounds like a made-up story.
Was he dressed as Santa?
I'm always dressed as Santa.